Hey guys, and welcome to the Mysteries of Selindor, episode number 50 something. I am your DM Gagnor, and this is
Who
my
never
lovely
knows what
crew
episode it is.
Even though I
of
say
New
it
Death.
before the
Is it
episode.
54? Is it 54?
No,
56,
no,
59,
no.
60,
It's 53.
53? Oh, so when I said 54, I was one off.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always more than I think it's gonna be, is the thing. So I went high.
Mm-hmm.
You okay there, babe?
I'm itchy already. Not a good,
Yeah.
not a good omen.
No.
I worked so hard. I spent hours styling this wig the other day, and you can't even
Guys-
appreciate it because it's all in the back.
Can you see the wig in the background over here?
No, we can't.
She's got another one set up. Like, what the heck? Look at this.
I learned-
Look at this.
I
It's
learned how-
another wig she was.
I learned how to do some braids that I didn't know how to do before, so I'm
Well,
learning.
you're gonna need to buckle in because this is gonna be one heck of a session. He claimed. But this is my lovely group of players. We never do this, but I think you guys should introduce yourselves.
Oh God.
Because we never do that and we've never once done it, and I think that's ridiculous. So introduce yourselves and your characters. We're gonna start with Beelin.
Oh man. Yeah, we're only 53 episodes in. Let's get an introduction here. Okay, well, I'm Beelin. Known far and wide on the internets. Not really. And I play Orin. He's an ASMR monk.
All right. It's gonna put us at mood.
Who? What? No, I'm Moodman. More known than Beelin on the internet?
Probably.
Maybe. I don't know. But I play Mitnir, Dragonborn Barbarian, and I've definitely headbutted far too many things this campaign already.
Okay.
Or
Seminary.
alternatively, not enough.
Not enough.
This is true.
I'm just similar. I play Grim. That's all. That's
Fair
me.
enough.
Oh, there's a child head maybe poking in.
That's a ghost child. It's
Yeah,
half,
it's
it's
just-
child, half ghost.
Just a nose.
just a nose and mouth. That's great. It's beautiful.
He's very
Nose.
interested in what's happening.
Ghost face. Sim.
I'm Simienne, probably most known on the internet, and
What are these claims?
Completely
No,
the
I'm
best.
more known on the internet.
I'm Spartacus. No, I'm Seti, the half elf, half fae bard luck.
Awesome. And Nikita.
I already forgot what I was gonna say.
She forgot her name.
Hi,
And that
I'm
tells you
Nikita.
everything.
I'm a chronically ill fucking mess. I used to be known on the internet, and when I'm muted, I'm either petting my lovely babies, who's currently sitting on me right now, or shoving food in my face. Oh, also I play Bratsy, who is a little Aarakocra babe who also likes to adapt to babies, huh? Little shit face.
Alrighty. And so it thought it was important
Oh,
for us to
thank
do
you.
this because who knows, we might be losing some player characters this session. Who knows?
What the fuck?
Thought maybe it
You're
would
all
be
about to
important-
die.
I thought maybe it would be
I'll never
important
play again.
to get that in there
Memorialize.
for posterity.
I'm glad you met
Memorialize
us. I'm really glad you're interested in our character. Yeah, the character's dead.
The character's dead 5 minutes later. All right. Well, jumping straight into our little campaign. New Death. A group of newly mentioned for the first time in a row characters. 53 episodes in. New Death, the group, has just finished doing a job for the Summer Soldiers in collecting fragments in a trial known as the Trial of Elements. To their surprise, the extra area, the last possible fracture they could possibly collect, turned out to be instead a primordial being that went by the name of Zephyros. After a short conversation, and in response to the deeds that they had performed inside of the dungeon, acts not of valor, but of kindness, they were able to persuade this primordial being, the first breath, Zephyros, to sacrifice itself, becoming a fragment of power, to aid in the destruction of Northot. The moment that this was done, however, the area that they were in was immediately taken from them in a weird, ripping torrent. Air began to flood from all directions as they were caught in the labyrinth winds above Selindor and launched to different parts of Selindor proper. Our first victim, Orin, had just finished escaping from a mountainous area that was, well, what do they call those mountains with? Oh yeah, a volcano. Where he ran into a very attractive, in my opinion, red-skinned princess of the Brass Palace, who helped him leave the Brass Palace and return to his prior destination of the Summer Grove, where they are meant to meet back up as New Death, the group, whenever they are able to find their way back. So, as you step out of the portal, Orin, and find yourself in the hallways next to the large spire that sits in every district of the Outer Nexium for transport, you immediately hear the sounds of calls in the distance, and you can feel the heat through the walls. You exit out, and looking around where normally that you would be greeted by a sort of rugged, long-haired individual, whose name we constantly forget. This time you find him not there, but you see flames under the archway, in the distance, and within the building of the Summer Soldiers' Respite itself. What would you like to do?
Like the compound or the like the building's on fire?
The building itself, from the angle that you're currently at, so you're gonna have to play mind. You're gonna have to play the theater of the mind with me, because this one I did not have time to draw a map for this. And even if I did, I was not gonna be able to set it on fire. So currently you are underneath where you would normally be looked down upon by Poppy if she was being cheeky, and you're standing around the spire where you get your return crystals. So in this area, you know that on the outside of this arch, where it seems like a door could be erected and there's two statues facing inward, those two statues are slightly singed, and you can see flames licking on the sides of those statues that border this archway inside. And you can also just see that the buildings across the street are actually on fire.
Okay. So, is there like debris and stuff around? Does this look like an impact area?
You can see that there's debris in the street. You can see people tripping over each other and running across. I will say that you are taking the moment to observe the situation. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Ooh, first roll. Perception. Ooh, 23.
23. Yeah, not only do you see these individuals running and fleeing, you see that there are other individuals that are helping. You see that there is an individual wearing a very fancy, I don't know if it's called the yukata, is that what it's called? The sort of like drawn over robe that samurai wear. Anyways, but he's got one of those on, and you can see that this individual with like long blue hair is gesturing out towards the flames and hitting them with torrents of water. while he's doing that, you can see that there's another individual charging around helping people that are being aided away from the flames. And this seems to be a very short, blonde, tightly knit on top, and then completely shaved on the sides with very intricate tattoos all over the back of their scalp and undercut area. Otherwise, they are wearing leather pants that are loose fit and just a leather strap across the chest. This female running around with a massive warhammer on her back is breaking things, ripping things apart, and making room for individuals to pass through.
All right. Well, I guess I will start helping, and I'll use the ring of telekinesis to help move objects out of the way and stuff.
Okay, so as you head out into the street slightly to get a better view of the surrounding, you see flames are happening in all directions. You see that Dandelion is actually trying to put out some of the flames that have caught her booth on fire inside of the building as you pass. You see another one that looks like Poppy, but with blonde hair instead, running out the other building and calling in the distance, but the roar of the torrent of flames going all around you and between you makes it difficult to make out what they're saying. As you hit the street and begin moving boxes left and right, you hear, "Hey, that's it. Keep doing that, you. Shawnee boy. You with us, eh?"
Yeah.
See, as she tucks a person that is actually larger than her underneath an arm and begins jogging to the left. She's like, "Well, keep at it then." And she just starts taking off down the street.
Okay. I'll just, I don't know, clear the way.
Okay.
I'll see if I can, like, lift up a chunk of, like, earth and drop it on fire areas to douse flames.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and make me... There's cobblestone here, but there's no, like, actual, like, big cement walkway sort of thing. So this should be a lot easier to get dirt. So go ahead and make me a intelligence check. And then the DC will be determined by a little easier than just pulling it through like an actual city street.
12.
12. Yeah, so you're able to douse, pick up some dirt and like lay it over like about a 4 foot by 6 foot area, just sort of like covers it over, and you see that it makes a little bit more of a path for people to clear through. But this flames, now that you're looking around, all the tree life here, it's all on fire. As this individual turns around, he looks at you. He's like, "Hey, you. You're new death, yeah?"
Part of it, yes.
Good. Oh, good. You, I heard you guys did some really fancy things. You got water, generate water, and you see as he turns, he slips his hand forward, and you see that this eel wrapped around his arm begins to spit water, and then it becomes a huge, massive torrent that just covers like a whole swath of this burning, raging inferno. But it still keeps pushing back against him. He looks like he's struggling.
I can't make water. That's not something I can do.
Okay. Well, there's two things happening right now. One, this individual is attempting to douse flames, which you are doing with dirt.
Yeah.
And he seems like he's being overwhelmed. Two, you see this other individual, the blonde, running through the path you've just doused into a burning building to try to help what looks like a small family get out. Who would you like to help?
Oh boy. No pressure here.
Fuck you. Is this a Telltale game?
It is a decision based with multiple turns. Yes, I wrote this up today.
It's my Kobayashi Maru.
Good job, and also fuck you.
You know what? I'm gonna try to do both.
Oh my god.
As I go to run towards the building,
Okay.
I'm gonna use the telekinesis to toss dirt at the fire that the other guy's working on.
Okay, go ahead and give me another intelligence roll. Run
Run in the building and help the blonde.
Okay.
Multitasking.
19.
Good boy.
19.
Just like I raised you.
Okay. So as you begin tossing dirt, you see that it flies this massive, almost wave of earth as you hit it with all of your mental force. As you gesture your hand forward with the ring of telekinesis, you watch as it sort of erupts and sprays over the flames, and it douses it back enough to, from your eye, seem to maybe have helped a little bit, but you don't take time to linger on it. You continue on straight down the path. As the flames begin to lick back around you, you make it into the area to help this short, well, for all intents and purposes, you can tell this is one barbaric woman. She's a barbarian for sure. And as she takes off into the flames and begins moving towards the building, she's like, "Oh, coming along then. Good, make yourself useful." And as she does, you see she grabs the burning door and lays down, jumping forward through the archway and flattens it on top of the fire. And as you begin traversing into this building, we're going to move over to someone else. Can you give me like something eerie, babe, on your music control?
Eerie music?
Oh, yeah. So something like eerie and low.
This is the best I can do.
Perfect. Grim.
I'm in the cave with some rock children.
As you open your eyes and look about the space, you find yourself surrounded in absolute darkness. The tiniest bits of light seem to be bouncing off from the small glow coming from the crystalline creature known as
I have
Chrissy.
my little circle too.
Okay, so as you tap on, you begin to see a beam of light, and I need you to attend your focus onto roll 20. Top left corner.
Oh, there's like, it's not just a little bitty cave. There's more in here.
You find yourselves with the rocks collapsed behind you, looking out into a dark cavern. The scent is musty and damp, the swamp water seeming to have washed in here several times over. There's a bit of a funk to it. But it's not unpleasant to your nostrils because that's something more of just the nature in here almost smells refreshing to you. You hear the small whimpering of the children.
Okay. Bert, everybody calm down. We're gonna go look around.
Once again, the entire area shakes. You can hear the sounds of small particles of rock dropping, hitting the stone and cascading across as the kids go, I don't know what to do, mister. It's not... We're not supposed to go in these caves. That's the one thing we know is we're not supposed to go. We're not supposed to go in there.
Do they say why you're not supposed to go?
You hear like crinkling and like sort of like clicking coming from like the mechanical, or not the crystalline form.
What did Chrissy say? I don't speak that.
Chrissy says that this is these were ruins.
Okay, well that's not very specific. I guess I'll just I'll take a big I'm gonna take a big whiff. Just like trying to see what I can smell and hear and I like try to observe my surroundings.
Okay. Make me a perception check. If you're using a smell, do you get advantage for smell?
No, I just I figure
Okay.
with the most there might be different smells.
Yeah, okay.
Focus on what I can smell and what I can hear. 'Cause I
Okay.
can't see much. And 19.
19? You hear the sounds of the shaking world above. You hear the sounds within the cave itself of dripping noises.
Mhm.
In the darkness, I'll ping this direction. the sound of moving
Oh, sorry,
moving water here. So you just back out and I'll ping it. Dripping water.
Yeah.
Moving water.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
And then from this echoing from above, you can hear some sort of scraping from a large echoing area all around up above. This
Oh,
seems to be
perfect.
cavernous area above that seems to have scraping noise coming from inside.
Well, I think probably a good idea to go towards wherever we hear running water, because that means that water is going somewhere. But if they're like, okay, guys, we can't go back that way. There's no way. So we're gonna go this way. Kind of like corral the towards
They
where I hear the running water.
okay. So I'm gonna open a little bit here and a little bit here and give you that zone.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna move probably to like right here. I'm
Okay.
gonna look around.
I will move the kids behind you, I assume.
Sure. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we could put the scary guy up front if we wanted to, but I don't think he'd like that.
Okay. They begin moving behind you, and you feel a small hand grip onto one of your fingers, the outside finger, pinky finger on your right hand. You feel it grip. And as you turn and look, you see the kids all have their hands, more or less, with
Or a
Chrissy
little people
involved,
chain.
forming a little people chain right behind you. And the one that's grabbing you is the Petch, Kobe. And Gabe has his hand, and Chrissy has got the rear, just sort of bundled up in this little crystal. Well, I've got it backwards, I guess.
We're gonna
No
do
way
our
to
little
light up.
like sneaky step, like Scooby Doo style sneaky step. I guess just in case, because they're scraping, I'll make a stealth check too, and we'll just kind of move real slow.
Okay. If we're doing a stealth check, let's go ahead and do
Oh,
it. We're all three of them.
It didn't do my advantage. Why didn't it do my advantage? Guess we'll roll again. So I rolled a 15 and a 20, so I guess it's a 20.
Okay, well, that's a 9.
Good job, Kobe.
That's a 5. And what are we getting from our little crystal baby?
I feel like Chrissy should get an advantage because she can just pretend to be a pile of rocks.
And Chrissy is a 16.
Good job, Chrissy. You did it.
You can see that as you start to sneak and you begin to actually get pretty quiet. For you, something that's kind of new is you being able to properly sneak around.
Hey, no, Grim has boots of the elven kind, okay?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Very good now.
You haven't had a lot of chances to use the boots of Elverkind. So, like, now you being in this sneaky position, leading the charge, not having to follow all the other sneakier little people for your party, you begin crouching down and you can feel the kids sort of feel the energy and begin to try to crouch down as well. But you can still hear the echoing whimpers from Kobe and Gabe, who aren't able to control their emotions. Behind them, though, Chrissy sort of flats to the ground, and you can just hear like the slight sound of some rolling of crystals.
Job,
But
Chrissy.
otherwise, fairly silent. You can go ahead and move, if you would like.
Yeah, we're gonna keep going. Where'd they go? I don't want token settings. We're gonna go, slowly to the farthest area we can see.
Okay, let's go ahead and do this. What the heck? Give me the reveal thing. I keep hitting it, and you keep not giving it to me.
Oh,
There you
maybe
go.
they're the salad. Oh, this looks like weathered rock, right? Like
You can see
eroded.
that there is damp puddles in this area here, and you can see that water is slowly trickling down this path.
But we're definitely going that way.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna follow the water, guys. Okay. Worry. The water has to go somewhere.
As you approach this area right here, there is I didn't actually make this, but there is a rope.
Rope.
Mm-hmm. There is a rope right here. And a small sign hanging below it.
What does it say?
That says, you speak Undercommon? Speak and read Undercommon?
Yes.
It reads, danger, drop.
Okay. So long as we know, right? It shouldn't be.
Okay?
Guys, there's a drop up ahead, so watch your feet. We might, no, we're gonna go very slow, but we just want to make sure we don't fall.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Don't
I can
worry.
go slow.
We'll just, I'll grab things with tentacles. We'll just kind of try and.
Alright, so as you guys are making your way down there, we'll go ahead and have everybody roll a dexterity check.
Oh, is it slippery?
Mm-hmm. It's covered in the slime that comes
Oh,
with
yeah.
swamp water washing into a cave with, yeah, very
I
little.
rolled a 15.
You rolled 15. As you step down, you start to get your footing and you begin to slide a little bit, but the little bit of algae on the rocks isn't enough for you to slip. You know how to handle yourself around growing things on rock surfaces and the like. So you're able to stable yourself very easily, but you watch as all three of the kids go slipping by you. So I need you said you got tentacles out, so I need you to make me a strength saving throw.
We'll try and grab him. Strength saving throw or strength check or what?
Strength saving throw.
24, natural 20.
Nice. So as all these kids go, "Whoa!" You send your hands reaching out, the tentacles immediately latching out and grabbing and wrapping around these kids. You've got all three of them just grabbed, and they're just kind of sliding near the edge almost all the way down to the base down here, past the rope. As you slide forward yourself and catch them, you can see that there is a drop right here.
Oh, how far down does it go?
You can't rightly tell. You
Okay.
can see that there's a small, very faint waterfall falling straight down there. But you do hear the sounds of dripping water and slight sound of running water down below, or at least some sort of movement happening down below.
Here's the question: Is there? Are there any little rocks nearby?
Are there any little rocks nearby? There are definitely some small ones. Yeah.
You're holding on to 3.
Just throw Chrissy over. No, just like kind of like toss a small rock down and just kind of listen.
All right. So you toss a rock down and it goes.
Like, how long did it take for it to go?
That long.
So that's not very far.
Boom.
That's not too far then. Okay, guys. I think we probably want to go down this little hole.
What? I don't think we go down the hole.
Do you don't want to go down the hole? Do you want to deal with whatever scraping noise is up there?
I don't really like water, and I know there's water down there. And I'm made of actual rocks, so I don't swim.
Well, how much do these kids weigh?
Well, the small kid doesn't seem to be that heavy, maybe about 50 pounds, but for his size, you would expect him to weigh closer to 20.
Yeah, Gabe is heavier.
About 110 pounds. And then
Chrissy's made of rocks.
Chrissy is made of actual rock. Like, nothing but rock. What is up to you? What you'd like to do?
Oh, I don't want them to have to go deal. We don't want to. Don't want to put the kids into like a battle scenario. What we got?
Well, we'll do this. As you ponder.
Yes, let's ponder.
As you ponder what you would like to do, looking over the edge of this drop, the dripping noises down below with the slight sound of water moving, we find ourselves far, deeper beneath the water. Some 50 miles south, where two individuals are making their way inside of a strange, living glass transportation vehicle, aided by a Lokotha by the name of Phil, and a hammerhead shark person whose name they have yet to gather. Having been escorted from what is they assume to be some sort of holy site, and after making their call to check in with Cleary, and who else did you guys call? Because I forgot.
The captain of the airship. That
And the
dropped us off.
captain of the airship, that's name, I also forgot. I can find it.
Doesn't matter.
There's a lot of names of things. And after communicating with them, you find yourselves wanting to speed ahead and get this over with. So hopefully you can rejoin your friends soon. As they begin heading down this underwater highway, you see in the distance a drop-off with bubbles seeming to rise up from it. These actual bubbles, not the strange, almost solid bubbles you saw rolling up and around the rocks. And as you begin taking the dip, they say, well, okay, hold on to your butts and whatnot, because here we go. And as you guys hit the edge of this little drop into this tunnel, you begin to get sucked through the torrents. You begin to zip around through tunnels. And there is this sort of nauseating feeling as you guys are sort of jostled around inside of this thing. I want you guys
Is there
raise-
anything to grab onto? Are there chairs? Is there?
I guess how big is
it's
this?
really
Can I
just
reach, like,
centrifugal
across?
force that keeps you towards the ground as it spins. Do what?
Can I reach across this thing? Like, is it
Oh
small
yeah,
enough to, like-
absolutely. You could easily just hold the.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm just like,
So as you do that, and Seti starts initially. I think Seti starts jumbling around,
I
just sort of
think
like.
at the first, she's kind of taken by surprise. She's like, he said, hold on to your butt. She's like, what does that even mean? And she just plants on the floor and is just like trying to just stay down and not.
As you guys go through this tunnel and you begin jostling around left and right, there's no damage, there's no rolls, but it's as you've been doing this, it's the most intense water slide ever, almost kaleidoscopic as you begin to see these lights that otherwise you would imagine maybe wouldn't exist based on what you saw when you got into this vehicle, begin flashing all around you in more and more rapid succession until eventually you find yourselves greeted by a blast of light. And I want a Constitution saving throw from both of you to see if you don't hurl inside of this thing. It's not a high DC, don't worry.
15.
18.
You guys are both fine. And as you open your eyes and you look up, you blink into the almost daylight bright city. The light sourcing from it itself and a small hovering globe at the top of this massive cavern. Below you can see all sorts of sea life moving. Lights and streets that have been oriented to cascade and move across each other with sort of hewn bits of coral, making almost like a spaghetti junction level intensity with the way that it crosses over itself. And you see individuals swimming across these specific paths to avoid congestion. You see others walking on them. You see some of these pathways are covered in this strange bubble-like material and transparent, but yet reflecting almost opalescent light off themselves. In the distance to the west, you can see what looks like encased in almost like a snow globe, a coral castle that is just vibrant and over the top coral, and you see all sorts of strange buildings inside this globe moving around, including what looks like I don't know how to describe this in a way for your characters to understand. It looks like a fucking theme park roller coaster. Looking out in all of the city, looking to the north and center, you see a massive spire rising up from the center. This is some epic-ish And you see bubbles of these sort of bubble domes everywhere with people moving inside of all different races. As you guys begin heading in, you see this city sprawls out for a few miles in each direction and reminds you, the players, but not your characters, of like Las Vegas. There are areas of flashing lights and distant bubbles that are turning over each other and mixed. There's what seems to be some sort of large, almost sci-fi looking city at the top in the far back reaches that seems to just be like spire upon spire covered in these sort of twisted coral bits and these massive globes with something inside, hard to tell from the distance. And as you guys make your way in, you hear the unnamed individual say, "Oh, welcome to Coral Weave."
Wow. It's beautiful. I don't know what I expected, but it's gorgeous. Also, what's your name?
I know.
Say that again.
I know.
You know, is that your name, or are you agreeing that it's beautiful?
I know. His name, we call him I know, because that's just gonna
Okay,
how he prefers to be called.
gotcha. Well, it's really nice to meet you, and both of you.
I
This is
know.
gorgeous. I mean,
We
The
didn't hear about
vehicle
this
is still
place, did
moving
we?
and they're still swimming.
Mitnir's like asking the city. We don't. We know about the city. We know there's the place underneath the city. No one ever mentioned a water city.
well, I think this. Well, I think we knew there was stuff in the water. But yeah, so there's a city
Yeah,
under
fish.
the city, and then this is under the undercity in the water.
Well, I mean, geographically, we're kind of more like to the south, and they know. I know. Oh yeah, sorry, guys. Phil, I'm so sorry for interrupting everybody. I
No,
feel
you-
real bad about
No,
it.
you're good.
This
It's
is
such an
just-
obvious statement.
No, it helps
Like-
actually. Thank you.
This reminds me of the class about planes and where they're all located. And
Well, sort of, yeah, because it's, the stack of pancakes we talked about. Now we're like lower on the stack of pancakes.
Mitnir just. Oh.
As you guys are seeing them, these individuals like sort of escort your whatever it is through the water, you get a better look at them, and you realize that these guys, sure, they're guards, they have spears, but they're not just these fish people. They are well dressed in what looks like some sort of blackish, almost rubber-like material armor, almost like a wetsuit, but with amazingly detailed filigree around shoulder pauldrons and insignias on each of their chests that are different, but it looks like a uniform of some kind. All right. Well, I'm sorry we can't do any attractions because you guys are technically under arrest. So,
Right.
we gotta head back to the Sea Sworn.
Oh,
Something another. I don't remember what it's called. Give me a sec. Let me look at my notes. Pulls out a notepad. Like for real, he's that dumb. I'm never gonna find it. I've got so many things here. I'm never gonna find it. But yes, they bring you to the place to the north, or the far side. It's not really north-south. It just helps me keep a track of where things are. So you guys are cutting through the whole city, past this massive spire, and now looking at the spire, it's weird because it's not how you would normally see a spire sitting. It's not wide at the bottom and narrow at the top. It's narrow at the bottom and goes almost to like a sort of jagged cone at the top,
well, it's in the water, so
and is much wider at the top than it is the bottom. Yeah,
One little push.
and it's just so it seems to be like sort of like going through. Like you can see wrapped around about a quarter of the way up is a sort of bubble donut that goes around it, and you can see individuals moving around and talking to receptionists as you guys go past the window outside, you can see that there are kids of all different fish races and above races going, ooh, pointing at you guys as you make your way through.
I wave.
Yeah, I see you wave, and there seems to be no response. I was like, oh no, they can't see you guys.
It's like
Sorry,
one way. Gotcha.
Yeah, you guys are, yeah.
So
They're
what are
waving
they
at us.
waving at?
That's
Oh.
fair. That makes sense. That's actually
Mostly
that's-
Phil. It's I know too. It's not just me. Okay, like it's both of us. Sorry. Hey.
Are you important?
Oh no.
Of course
no,
they're
not really.
important. Look at them.
Well,
Oh no, we're
I'm
not.
so- I
important.
mean, like, in charge important.
No, I mean we have like an important job. But hey, we can talk about this when we get to the whatever it is. I don't know what to call it. Palace? Temple? What is it?
It's your world.
I
Jail?
know. Well, they're not. It's not really jail.
Location of interest? We'll know what it is when we discover it.
Coral Reef City, way out. There we go. Jesus.
Holding area?
To
Parking lot?
Oh my God, you guys.
The
Hey,
Mr.
no, we're
Gaddies.
The deportation room?
I'm gonna call it Temple. God damn it. To the Sea-Sworn Temple. As you guys begin making your way there, you seem to drop in onto one of the streets. Like, you're not close to it by any means, but you're following it as it winds its way through, and you're just surrounded by amazing, beautiful coral structures. As you begin to come close to them, you see the entire thing is living. That there's living corals, but they seem to be intersecting and wrapping around these other bridges where these bubbles come across, and looking at them, it is this sort of glass, but it's all bulbous, and you can see every now and again, as a fish bumps into it, the fish will either sort of like bend it for a second and then keep moving, sort of move around it, or the fish will actually penetrate and go through. It's a strange sensation watching other individuals go through this sort of strange glass-like material and just start walking instead of swimming.
This is incredible. I mean, of all the places to be taken prisoner, I am blown away. I wonder if Clear is from a place like this, or if he's ever been down here. He would. I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't be impressed. Maybe this is totally normal to him. Maybe he's seen it all before. But wow. Do you guys have pancakes down here?
Oh, we have pans and cakes.
You have cakes?
Oh yeah, we got all
Are
kinds
they
of cakes.
soggy?
Okay,
Oh,
how do
Well,
we
look,
make
they
it
have
happen?
areas that aren't wet, so you could have a cake inside one of those areas.
Oh yeah, no, there's those kinds of cakes for like you kinds of people too. But I was talking mostly about like the real good stuff we have down here, man. Crab
Oh.
cakes. Oh man,
Right. Meat cakes.
gotta love me. Oh baby.
Oh, wait, meat cakes. Yes.
Yep. Sometimes kelp cake. Oh man, kelp cake. So salty, so savory. Kelp cake is really fucking good. I gotta tell you, man, it's so good.
We'll have to
I'll
try
treat
some
you
while
guys
we're here.
sometime.
Oh, that would be great.
Absolutely. Actually, I'll bring you some while you guys are in jail. Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out.
Oh, well, thank you. That's very sweet. I'd love to try it.
As you guys have this pleasant drive up towards the Sea-Sworn Temple, you find yourselves approaching a area to the backside of it. You can see that this is the one that has all these sort of rising, twisted, very beautiful spires and just massive bubbles on bubbles stacked. And you can see individuals moving around inside. There's this singular massive bulb that sits on one side, like a reverse fishbowl, and you can see that there is some sort of worship ceremony happening inside. You can see that there are lots of people in pews, and there's a statue that seems to be a depiction of, it's hard to say, but they carry a trident and they have sort of gesturing, and there's waves crashing around them, and this entire thing appears to be made and be hewn out of dead coral. So it's like white, but it has porousness to it. as you guys pass to the side and begin pulling her up on the side, he goes, okay, so you guys will come this way. And then you guys begin to slow down and head towards a bubble that is separate from this main bubble to the side and sort of out of view, a little bit further down below it. As you get to this
Go to
area,
that bubble.
you watch as
Maybe later.
you begin driving directly into this bubble. And the next thing you know, as you collide into it, your momentum carries you forward and you boom, 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 take a few steps and you are standing inside on dry land. You watch as you peer to the left. Are you here? And you look and you see that there is a whale-like creature swimming in the reflection of the glass. He goes, can't hear my squeaks!
No. We've been over
Whale
this.
calls, man! I'm making some good noises. Alright, it's fine.
Thank you.
For not eating us.
Well, he did eat us, but he didn't digest us, so thank you for that. I mean, that's how people were understanding.
It just sort of like, and just keeps like sort of swimming off and disappears sort of into the glass.
Huh.
And then the next second later, you see the hammerhead shark individual just... You see Ino, and he stands about level with Mitnir. And as he shakes his eyes, sort of like fobbling on each side, you can see that they sort of turn in and goes blink, blink. And it's kind of adorable.
So question, are his eyes like this or like this? Like
They
is
sit
he
on the
looking-
outside, but they're kind of angled this way. So
Okay.
you can look forward, but it's kind of like he's cross-eyed when he does it. Like you can see like,
Mhm.
and he's like, you guys are real funny looking out of the water.
Yeah. It's kind of our default state, really.
Oh, yeah.
But-
Hey, don't try to break out or anything. I don't really want to put those things on you because I know they hurt your wrist.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Of course not. We wouldn't dream of it. This is a nice
Awesome.
place. And lots
Okay.
of nice people.
if
Never
you'll come
dream
with
of
me
trying.
this way. And he begins walking kind of merrily. He's like sort of got like a little pep to his step as he begins walking you through this. And you can see there's bubbles as he leads you down this hallway where there are other individuals that seem to be washing like whales and sharks and dolphins. And they're just like, it's almost like a little grooming salon. And you see to the left, it's like just like petting them and stuff like that. And they go, you can hear them sort of chirping to each other. And the next thing you know, like you'll see one of them, he's like, all right, you're done. And then slaps him on the rear and the tail, and they just sort of swims up. And the next thing you know, it merges into the glass and just becomes part of it and waves through. And then you see it exit the other side.
This is the strangest place I've ever felt like I was in trouble. But not in trouble.
well, I mean, hopefully you guys will be fine. I mean, you didn't know. It's mostly, we just doing our job here. Okay, so come this way. And you see that there's a couple of like gnarly buff individuals and one of like on the other side, they look like they're cells, but they can still see out and they're like in bubbles and they have like nice pillows and like a cushy like little segment where they're just sitting and there's just like this big giant crab guy with like this really angry face and he's just like, "Bleh.
Hello.
Well, welcome to hell.
Oh, that's what this place is called?
Hey, shut up, Jeremy. You're in here for drunk and disorderly. Stop trying to act tough.
Nice to meet
As
you.
you guys waves his claw at you. As you guys begin moving, you see some shadier looking characters begin making your way towards the edge, and you see that they're in these bubbles. He's like, oh, okay, so we're gonna get to this one here. Is that cool with you guys? This one here at the end?
Sure.
You want one together or you want individual cells? Because I know it can get kind of cramped in those bubbles.
Together's fine.
Okay, what pillow size do you want? And you see there's that little cubby on each side, and there's pillows there. And he's choosing which pillows that he thinks you guys might want. They all look a little soggy, but there's any kind there's body pillows. There's like those little airplane neck pillows. There's like little cushy
I love a big one. I've never had a big pillow before.
oh yeah, awesome. He goes and just pulls out like a triple body pillow. He's just like. All right, well, you just go down here, and he puts it, and it's like all across your shoulders and all the way down to the ground hanging.
It's so big!
I'll take another one.
Okay. I only have two, so it's good you asked now, not for later. Next prisoner probably would have taken them. He goes and reaches underneath and he pulls it out and sends it off to you. He's like, all right, well, you guys go through here. And you see that there's this sort of bubble at the end of the thing.
Said he's
and you can see,
waddling
like,
under her.
as you approach it, it's almost like, it's almost reflective. Like, you can see yourself in it, but you can also see some, like, movement within it. And light shines through it so vibrantly. But you guys are meant to walk through this material, which you felt as you were sort of ejected before. You didn't actually touch it. But now you seem to be meant to pass through. What would you like to do?
Walk through.
Poke.
Okay. As you begin to walk through it, there's a moment where you begin to push against it and it feels almost like jelly. It starts to give, but then it like forces back against your hand and kind of like becomes almost like hard glass again for a second. And then it begins to jelly again. It's like, oh, sorry about that. Hey, tickle, tickle. And as he does tickle, says tickle, and he does this to the door, it kind of and peels apart and you guys are able to walk through.
Oh. Wow, that's a neat trick.
Oh, yeah. Tickles. And as you guys enter, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go in there with your 6 feet of pillows, and you see this is only about 5 by 5 space to sit, as it's kind of rounded at the bottom, but you put the pile in it. You guys are pretty close to each other, but you've got like a nice dome that's like around you is maybe about like a 5-foot diameter-ish, but rounded, it kind of feels more like you got a 5-foot base and then kind of a lot to sit in. And he's like, okay, well, we'll come get you when it's time. Bye now. And you see that he pushes on the glass and you guys begin floating up and away from where it is.
Oh.
And you see that there is a sort of tether made out of kelp that is to the bottom. And you begin floating up into the sky and you begin to see this whole city with this gorgeous view in your little prison bubble.
Well, I think. Is there any like furniture in here? Is it just like a bubble with us and our pillows?
You have a 3-section super pillow.
Yeah.
Each of you.
Said he throws hers down on the floor and plops down on top of it, like belly first, and just kind of looks out at the city.
Mitnir tosses his on top of her.
Ah!
As you guys get comfortable for your weird little sleepover shenanigans, you feel like it begins to like sort of make itself more comfortable for you within the glass. And as you guys find your groove, I need a music change. And I need it to be as sad as possible. Maybe freaked out.
Okay, well.
Tense would be nice.
The same one we had
the
before.
wolves.
Cool. Bropsy,
Mm-hmm.
you find yourself alone in the apperception chamber.
Is this before or after my sleep?
Ooh, forgot about sleep.
Mm-hmm.
I will say you find yourself waking up to the shaking.
Mm.
You feel the jostling of the whole tower and the creaking above. And you find yourself waking up, startled. You look around you and you see that they haven't repaired this place yet. There are still holes in the thick glass
Oh god.
from where the tentacles had pierced through. The things that you had seen there are the same, and you can still see the scorch marks that have started to be removed from the inside. But the shadows of the burned tentacles on the ground still remain.
Is the chute that I came down still there?
As you turn and look behind you, there is just a closed door from where you came through. It was open for you, but now it is shut. And it has that same passcode on it. The little keypad.
I don't know that, do I?
Did you ever know it?
I don't think so.
Then no.
Mhm.
You definitely don't know it. In this moment, what would you like to do?
I don't know that I can do anything. I don't think it would be helpful to just yell out. I don't know if the whole point of this chamber is to hide. Could I even use like a message to?
Mostly what I want to
phone?
hear right now is maybe what's going through Bropsy's mind, and if that is what's going through Bropsy's mind, or anything that
I
she
mean,
might want to
she's-
do just to make herself more comfortable, or anything.
Ropsy is. She still has that pit in her stomach. Like these rumbles and that guilt, knowing that we did that when we took the first breath and upset North. All of the destruction and death is on us.
As you think about this for a moment, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
My first time doing that on the mobile app.
Ooh.
Let me figure out how the fuck to do that. Wisdom saving throw?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is a 22.
22. You feel the panic welling up inside of you.
Mhm.
You feel your breath getting shallow and steep, but then you remember what your breath means.
Mm-hmm.
And so you calm yourself down. The feelings don't go away, but at least you control your breathing.
Mm-hmm.
While you were sitting there thinking, regretting, you find yourself looking up into the glass with the broken holes through it. And you just stare at your own reflection in the glass for a moment. You're not sure why. Until you notice that the Bropsy in the reflection just moved, but you didn't.
Okay. Can I do another wisdom saving throw to see what that's about or something?
When's the saving throw to stop from panicking, or
The mirror. Like, is that just me panicking, or is that something?
make me an insight check.
Okay.
That self-insight check.
How the fuck do I roll this on here? There we go. That one. Oof! That's a nut one. For a
That's on that
5.
one. As you look at it, you immediately raise one hand and do this, and watch as it does the same thing at the same time. And you're like, man, I'm so glad that happened, because you were really worried.
Okay. So I think it's nothing. I think it's totally fine.
You think you're still suspicious,
Okay.
but you're like, okay, it's just
can
my
I move
reflection.
somewhere where I'm not in the mirror?
You can't see it, the reflection on the glass. It's not a mirror. It is just the bent glass, just
Okay,
that
glass.
small bit of reflection in it. And it's super faint unless you're staring at the reflection in the glass. Otherwise, looking past it, you don't even notice it.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, when you were staring, your vision just happened to catch your reflection, and it seemed to just move while you were standing there staring at it.
Okay. I'm very upset and I'm very unnerved, so I'm just gonna curl back up in the blankets that I pulled out of my bag and try to meditate like Oren does.
Okay. As you attempt to meditate, you hear a small. Name your perception check, actually.
That is a 20.
Well, at 20, you hear a small scraping sound.
Oh no, okay, I look.
You open your eyes and you begin looking almost frantically around. Maybe a wisdom saving throw for controlling your breath here.
17.
You're able to keep yourself conscious of your breath and keeping it controlled, knowing how important it is. And you begin looking and you see there's a scraping sound, and on the glass you see a nail from your own reflection. It was dragging across the glass. And you see the beak part with a little side smile. And you see as it begins moving forward towards the glass, its face begins peeling out.
What are you?
Doesn't speak. Its eyes don't blink. It just continues moving towards you.
I would like to attempt to use my phone thing, whatever the fuck we call it now, the seal.
Okay.
The ring?
What?
The seal. The seal gets one outgoing call
Oh,
a day. Who would you like to try to call?
Probably Cleary, because he can always call the headmaster if need be. So I don't know how likely the head. Can I even call the headmaster?
I mean, you don't have his contact information.
Okay, I'm calling Cleary.
Okay, so as you begin
Attempting
calling
to.
Cleary, the mist begins to rise up out of it. And as the mist begins to rise up out of it, you keep looking at this thing that is starting to struggle to peel itself out of the thick glass, but it's like almost like stuck for a minute and sort of looks and then keeps pushing. And you watch as the mist starts to rise, and the second you turn your face back to it, you see Bropsy looking at you and reaches out and grabs your throat. Instead of coming out of the glass, now coming out of your seal's mist. And as it grabs your throat, you feel something latch onto you from all directions, and blackness encases you. One more wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's a 10.
You scream. Orin.
Okay, the beginning of that.
Can I
gave
get
me
some?
chills.
Can Sam? Can I get some Town on Fire music? There we go. As you charge your way into this building, you hear the sounds. Help! Help! Oh shit! Fucking help! Coming from behind the door. You say, I hate how much they whine. As she runs through and she begins knocking things through. Are you following her across the laid down door?
Yep.
Okay, as you burst through after her, Constitution saving throw.
$20.
20. You feel the heat immediately rise into you. Most importantly, rise into your lungs. But you're able to catch your breath before it immediately knocked the wind out of you and made you lose your senses for a minute, coughing.
I do still have that fracture with me.
You do. And as you run through the door itself, carrying this fracture, are you holding it, or is it just floating behind you, or what is it doing?
I feel like I probably would have put it in my pack.
Okay, so as it's in your pack, as you run through the door, you watch as the fire makes a sphere around you.
I'll just be like, oh.
And as she's just like, she turns and she looks and she's like, what the fuck?
I'm just standing there like, what are you doing?
You're getting the door.
Oh, right. Okay.
So as you run to the door, you hear, "Hi, there's fire around it! There's fire around it!" What'd you like to do?
I'll just. Is it a closed door?
It's a closed door, yeah.
I'll try and karate kick it.
Okay. As you do, a torrent of flames comes around you, and the female, I'm gonna call her this. She's very small. However, she has long elf ears. So I will call her the small elf.
Sure.
Reaches up and jumps around and grabs your core as the flames whip around your entire sphere. She's like, "Whoo! I'm glad that worked." Woo! And then as the flames settle out, you see the entire room is on fire inside, in cinders, and you hear the sound of a creaking. He's like, "Oh, oh!" And you see inside the wardrobe that is on fire, there's an individual saying, "Help, please! Please help!"
I'll walk over to it, keeping the little elf chick close.
Mm-hmm.
So we stay close. Go. Walk up to the wardrobe and open it. I guess if it's closed.
As you begin to open it, you feel that the hinges have melted and seared in with the wood, and trying to force it open with the flames, though they've been pushed away. As you get close enough to it, you can feel that this thing is stuck hard. So she's going to grab onto you. I need you to make me a strength check. She's going to take the other side.
Strength check.
Well, athletics check is fine.
Well, I got a 21 strength check. If it's
Well,
athletics, then
shit.
it's like
So
25.
she begins grabbing one side, and before she goes, and then you break the door, she's like, "Fucking hell. Hey, what killed you in?" Not the time. She grabs him and rips him over her shoulder, and she begins dragging him straight outside. You guys safely make it through the fire with the aid of the sort of pulsing, and you can feel it pulsing, sort of like a little bit of heat, warmth, like very comfortable, very exciting heat coming from the fracture. It's a weird sensation. As you begin making your way through, sorry, I gotta get to the thing. You see what looks like coming into the area a toad wearing a very, very fine crushed velvet coat covered with a bandolier of vials and bottles. Out of his mouth, you see is coming what looks like a sort of large glass pipe that is attached to a tube which is running under his coat, which has a giant fur-lined, sort of like coiffed collar around. And as he runs into the area, he just goes, "This is quite exciting. Let's get this thing started." And as he pulls out this massive device, he hits it and he cranks a couple of things, and you watch as it begins to whirl up into this sort of pillar in the middle of the area. And he's like, "Stop walking!" You hear that calling over the car. She's like, "Fuck me. We better help the poor fool. You, go to safety!" And you watch as she chucks him over an area of fire, and he clatters on the ground. He's like, "You're fucking nuts!" And he gets up and starts running down the street. She's like, "Forward, Mr. Anti-Fireman."
All right.
So you guys trance through the fire. You see still fighting and singed. You can see like the bottom of his coat. Here's his long yukata. I'm calling it yukata. Probably not the actual name for it. Is singed on this individual with the blue hair. And you see like their face is like all red, and you can see the tips of their fingers have gotten scorched. It's like, "Little more. Oh, you're finally here. Took your time, didn't you, Brosenwich?"
Shut your face. There's no reason for you to throw a fit, Roderick.
"Hey, shut up, both of you. We're here to do a job. And I brought this fellow." "Oh, please, continue helping. That dirt was used for earlier." And as you guys look, you see that flames are beginning to pour down the street. And then suddenly, you see in the distance, the flames erupt higher into the sky. And they begin moving closer as a sort of almost a sonic boom happens about a mile down the street.
Ooh,
Like-
that can't be good.
What the fuck is that?
Get close, everyone! Get close! I might be able to fend it off.
Sure. Let's all gather real close.
Okay, so you get like really close to him and you see he's like, damn contraption! And he's trying to fix this machine. It's up to you what you would like to do in this situation. Would you like to help him? Or in this moment, maybe a perception check, actually.
All right. 17.
17. As you begin moving in that direction, hearing you hear out of the side. And as you turn and you look, you see a small child crying, walking down the street behind you, about 30 feet away. Your choice. Go to the bullywog. Help with this contraption. Or there's a child alone in the street.
Well, I still have telekinesis up because it lasts 10 minutes every time I cast it.
Alrighty.
So I will try to use that to grab the child and bring it towards me.
You refuse to make choices. I love it. Okay, go ahead and
I
roll me an
also love it.
intelligence
I'm a
check.
proud mama right now.
Ah, no, that's a 7.
A 7. As you begin running towards the bullywog, you reach out with your hand and attempt to pull him. And as you do, you kind of just trip him. And he just goes, he pulls forward about 3 feet and then stumbles to the ground and goes, ah! And just like starts screaming louder, completely confused by what's going on. And she looks, you see this individual look, she's like, fucking hell. Right then, I'll take care of it. And then you see her immediately takes off. The flames now erupt behind you. And as
she starts running, I'm going to take my bladed chain out with the ball end and toss it to wrap around her. And as soon as she grabs the kid, I'm going to yank.
Okay. She's like, as you wrap around, she's like, not really necessary, and starts running down in that direction. And right as the flames pass you, you can see like your chain is just stuck out into the fire as it passes over. And the next thing you know, as the flame passes and goes in that direction, you hear, I'm going to roll and see if she makes it. Great, yeah. You feel the chain go slack and just drops to the ground inside of the torrent of flames. And then the next second, you hear a sort of, and there is like a spark of matter that just happens behind you and a swirl of smoke and mist. And you see stepping out of seemingly nothing is this small elf carrying a small child. And as they look, and you see like their eyes sort of like flash with green. They go, oh my god, gotta love fractures.
Got some tricks up your sleeve, I see. I'll drag my chain back in.
She's like, how long is this this permanent for you? Because the flames are still wrapping around this sort of sphere that has all of you in it. And he's like,
well, just a moment. Keep it going. I almost got it.
Yeah, I think it is.
In that moment,
Find out.
as he begins, he's like, "Ha! Finally got it!" You look around and you see that there is an actual tornado moving down the street. As the fire starts to subside a bit over the top of you, begin to see around you a little bit. You see that there is an actual tornado that is caught on fire, moving down the street, just ripping buildings apart.
Fire tornado. Right on.
On the wind, you can kind of hear, as that shockwave passed up, the sound, very eerie, horrible sound. That sounded like Bropsy screaming. With that, we're going to take a move to Grim. If I can get my little noises in the the shallows.
Nope. Way ahead of you.
Hold on. Let me. Oh my gosh! I want to become famous. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Just kidding. It's funny because you guys said you were internet famous earlier. Anyway, well, So even if I like lean my noggin down there with my light, can I kind of can't get a glimpse of how deep it might be?
So you sort of push the kids to the side. Looking at them from where you are, it's really hard to see, but you sort of keep them off and sort of balance them on a little bit of a ledge. Use your tentacles to keep them sturdy so they're not going to fall. Looking over the edge, it's easy enough to see that it is only about 15 feet down, but you can tell that even if you went down there, it would be really difficult for you even to crawl back up, you think? Because the sides are so slick. They're just covered in this sort of like grease and slime.
Well, kids, I think this is probably a one-way trip. We either decide we're going down here, or we go and deal with whatever the scrapey sound is.
Look, Mr. Graham, I mean, you seem real smart and all, but I don't really want to jump down this hole, like, at all.
If you guys aren't comfortable, we can go deal with whatever the scrapey thing is. We can go the other way.
I don't want to deal with this gravy thing either. Can we just get out? You can just make all the rocks move and we can get out. Chrissy, you can get out. Because she's like...
She's a rock, but like you guys can't just like walk through rocks. I don't think I can't walk through rocks. I mean, I could, but I'd have to leave you here.
I can't walk through rocks. Chrissy can walk through rocks. Chrissy, do you want to go get help? Chrissy like moves for a second and then sort of looks at you.
No.
The little orbs just sort of look at you. And you can just sort of see that they're like these little like shining orbs have focused on you for a second. And you hear, hello?
Oh, hello.
Hi. How can I help you help my friends?
Well,
and this is all echoing in your mind.
Just be like, well, I wouldn't go outside because I don't want you to be crushed. I saw what those rocks did to the other crystal. I don't want you to get crystal smashed.
You can see these eyes are kind of like moving around, oscillating over the crystal, and they sort of refocus on you. And there's more than two. There's like a couple. It's hard to describe. There's like 6, I guess.
I mean, I don't want these because these guys probably don't swim too good, huh?
Not so well.
And they can't breathe underwater.
Not so well.
Okay. Alright, well, we'll go the other way. Oh, wait, do any of you guys see okay in the dark? Because I cannot see okay.
I can see okay in the dark. That's not my forte.
Okay, Colby.
And then you just see, like, the crystal's shining eyes. Just glimmer.
Okay, Colby, why don't you... I'll keep an eye forward. You kind of keep an eye up and around. You'll be my lookout, okay? We'll go back the other way. Colby,
okay, Kobe?
It's the pets, right?
Alright, where do you want him to look?
No, I'm just like, we're going to go back out past the rope.
Oh, okay.
Very slowly and carefully.
Okay, I can
because they obviously don't want to go. So we're just going to go back the other way. And we're gonna, like...
these kids do not want to go down into that hole.
Okay. Why doesn't Kobe... No, I don't want him to have to get on my shoulder. That's gross. Poor kid. So, Kobe, you look up. You just kind of keep an eye out. We'll walk really slow. I'll focus ahead, and you kind of look around for other stuff.
Okay, I'll do that.
And we'll try the other direction.
Oh, okay. Which direction are we going? I'm going to keep my eyes out.
We're going to go really this way.
Okay.
Kind of down the other way. If there's nowhere else, we might just...
keep going this way? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to keep it.
Alright.
I have a little light, but I don't have dark vision.
You see that it seems to be... I don't know why I can't move. It's weird. Maybe it's because I need this one. Yeah, okay.
It looks like a path up? Is that what that
looks
like?
It does. That it looks like a path up. Remember I said that it sounded like something was happening up above?
Yes.
The scraping noise was echoing down.
Mm-hmm. I just didn't know if it was like a noise was coming from. Cavern and, like a monster on the ceiling or something.
It seems to have a narrow pathway leading up.
Okay, you guys want to come up here? You tell me if you see anything ahead, okay?
It looks like it goes up into a little crevice and goes up ahead.
Well, that's better than there being some kind of scary monster, huh? So we'll keep on going. Oh, I got open my tokens.
Okay, well, I'm going to have him make a perception check.
I'll make a perception check too, just in case.
Okay, making a perception check with disadvantage. Even though you've
With
got that going, it's
disadvantage.
going to be slightly more difficult to suss things out.
Okay, 16 is my disadvantage.
16. Well, you really noticed that trap.
Oh, it's a trap?
Yes, you see what looks to be a man-made trap about here, about here. That seems to be a tripwire mechanism with what looks to be maybe fishing line that's attached to a bundle of rocks up above. It does seem very precariously placed there, and maybe difficult to avoid, and maybe even a little difficult to disarm. Seems overly convoluted and definitely man-made by an amateur.
Well, and it's just a bunch of rocks.
There's rocks being suspended above.
Like, are they really big rocks?
You think they're probably some legit bludgeoning damage level rocks, but not enough that would kill you. Maybe kill a small kid.
Well, what I'm saying is, I mean, because it's not enough to like flood the whole cavern and like spread everywhere, right?
No, it's enough that you would think that it would probably hurt a lot, but probably wouldn't.
Hurt a lot if it fell on your head, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well then I think I'm just gonna probably reach out and trip it in a stick. I'm like, 10, 15 feet away.
Like 10, 15 feet away?
Extendo tentacle,
Yeah, I'll have you go ahead and do that, and you're still going to have to make a dexterity save.
Be like, kids, stand back.
And the kids will have to make a dexterity save just because it's downhill, so most of these rocks are going to sort of scatter down.
Oh, yeah, no, Grim will try.
You, and so it's just not going to be as hard. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw then. Or if you're going to try to stop them, make a strength saving throw.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want any to fall on the kids, but I want to like just trip it and like keep it from, I'll make a strength saving throw then. Oh, natural 1.
Oh, natural 1. All right, the kids are now going to make their dex saving throws.
It's okay, kids. You'll be okay. Remember Grim fondly.
Because you reduced it though, we're going to only do that. All right, so Kobe takes 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh no, Kobe! Poor babies.
I have to start doing their totals real quick. Kobe.
Now at half HP.
It's pretty close to that, yeah.
What we got?
Okay. That's 2. And that's 4. And that's 2. All right. As the rocks come clattering down, you're going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
6 points. And then
because
only Kobe?
Kobe's taking 2, Gabe's taking 4, and Chrissy's taking 2.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Half damage.
Here we go. Okay. So I have 6. I have 6 good berries left. So I'm gonna give 2 to each of the ones. Wait, hold on. How am I gonna do this? Who seems the worst off?
Kobe. That seemed to bruise the crap and chip his
Kobe's
leg.
gonna get 2 good berries.
Okay, so that brings him back up to full.
And then the other 2 are each gonna get 2.
Okay. So everybody gets 2 good berries. So
be like, here, guys, eat these. They'll make you feel better. I just didn't want us to get crushed by those rocks.
Oh, okay. And he puts it in his mouth and starts chewing, and it seems to take effect pretty quick. Except for the little crystal thing has no idea how to eat it. Like it's still.
Well, if that's not working, okay. Well, you can give yours to. You give yours to Gabe.
Okay.
And I'll just,
okay. He just sticks all the form. They're sort of gushing out the front of his mouth.
And then I'll just give I only have. Wait, hold on. Do I have any potions? No, I can't use a potion on her. She doesn't have a mouth. Well, I'm gonna have to blow a level. I'm gonna blow a level 2 cure wounds on her then, just to make sure.
I will say Chrissy seems fine.
Oh, she seems fine. She doesn't seem bothered at all. Okay.
It looked like
never
a
mind.
rock clacked against her.
Okay. If she seems okay, then I won't worry about it.
Chrissy seems
Because
perfect.
like Kobe seemed rough, but then okay.
Yeah,
So
Kobe
then I
seems
guess
like they were hurt. The rock didn't seem to be very phased.
What did I just do? I went to the forums. Anyway, yeah. So we'll just kind of keep going, then I just like walk over the rocks.
Okay, so as you guys make your way up here, you hear, and as the rocks come clattering down, you hear from inside like the scraping stops, and you hear, "Who is that boy?"
Okay.
From up the hall. And you hear the sounds of scraping start moving down the hall, and we're going to switch over to our break. Gotcha. So we're going to take a break, guys, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to make this a quick break if we can, because there's a lot going on. We'll be back in a second.
Woo!
Hey, guys, and we're back. It kind of feels like we never left. The difference is I have ice cream in a cup. So.
Great.
Sounds from the deep.
That is so
From the
loud.
deep. I know, right? So, Mitnir and Seti, you guys are floating around in your happy little prison cell.
She's flopped on her belly on top of the pile of pillows, just looking down, kind of kicking her feet up behind her.
Amazing city below you.
I mean, just trying to rock the boat, so to say. See if I can make it like sway.
It definitely does. Yeah. As you start moving back and forth, it kind of just sort of rotates a little bit. And like the whole thing kind of just.
I'm feeling a little seasick. Which is weird because we're under the sea. I guess it's still seasick though.
Stop rocking. Starts kind of like up and down. See if I can make it like.
I can send one more message before I have to sleep. And I don't know who to send it to because I think everybody got separated. I don't know who would know, or I guess we should check in with Brapsy because to see if she got the thing. Right?
I mean, they had a better chance to catch it than either of us.
Yeah. And maybe they're together. Maybe you know, she can fly and Oren can fly and everybody, you know, and who knows. All right. I only get 25 words though, so I'm really nervous.
Hey, Brapsy.
Yes.
Mute your headset.
Okay, give me. Okay.
It's probably like an anti-magic bubble too, anyway, so
Continue.
but she tries. She'll cast sending and how are you? Did you get the thing? Things are crazy up there, huh? We're okay. Prisoners in Underwhelm. Coral Weave.
Five more.
We'll come when we can.
Okay. Brapsy, you can unmute. Brapsy.
Tag her in chat. Oh, I can't tag her in chat.
To
Her
the
Discord, she usually pays attention to
Discord
Discord.
chat.
Okay.
Anyway,
You wait for a moment. And I would really like it if Nikita came back because it's important.
so while Sadie's waiting, she's just like, she could be a long way away. She could be, thinking about the 25 words she's going to spend to get back to me. That doesn't mean anything bad necessarily. It's okay, Minir, calm down.
And you're just kind of is like nodding.
I mean, you're just completely fucking calm.
No need to panic. Nobody, you can just take deep breaths. Going to be okay. And oh boy, Will. He just fucking ran.
What happened?
Just boom, 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 with the pitter patter of your feet.
I had to run because if I didn't, Starbrick was gonna get the ice cream.
Fair enough.
She's right, guys. She's right freaking here. She's just trolling all over the place, just trying to get this ice cream. It's been a war.
Nikita's
Okay,
back.
so Nikita,
What?
you hear
Oh god.
Seti's voice come through, but it's garbled,
Uh-huh.
and you
Am I
hear,
still being choked?
"Oh yeah." Well, we'll get to that. I forgot about her being choked for this
Oh
message
fuck, I
thing.
shouldn't have said anything.
I was gonna move back to that. You know what? We're gonna go straight to this. So you're being choked, and you're like, and you hear, crazy stuff up there. You. I think that's about it.
Okay, lovely.
I think you hear prison. The word prison definitely comes through.
Oh, lovely.
Where else would we be?
So
Come on.
as you're being choked, that is what comes through. What comes back to you guys after a long minute is
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
No, it does not.
What'd it sound like?
Shit. I need to sleep. I don't know how long they're going to keep us here, but if I can get...
Raps is gonna die. Said he's going to sleep. Sorry, I can't.
I can't do anything if I don't sleep. I can send more messages in the morning. I can see
Nick Brapsy's
invisibility.
dying. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Well, and she can't hear this peanut gallery thing, but it's very much happening in her mind, and she's like trying to justify this to Mitnir, who like hasn't moved a muscle this entire time.
You're
She's
just kind of like,
I know it's not like, but we need to take care of ourselves, right? We can't get out of here and help if we don't have things at our disposal to use, right? So I don't think I can sleep tonight, but I have to try. It's like the most intense pressure to get some fucking sleep. And I'm really worried about all our friends.
yes, me too. But I can't do anything from in here, and just points to like the bubble.
Yeah.
By the way, he still has all of his weapons, everything. You guys are still fully decked and in prison with giant body pillows.
Well,
Best prison you've ever been in, and you've been in prisons.
no, I mean, this place is fucking great. I could live here. Like, I don't want to stay here forever right now, but maybe, we could. It's just, I feel really bad. I feel so guilty because we're like being treated well, and I mean, we're stuck here and we can't do anything, but like, I think
But even if we were to now, and get to wherever they are, could you help them?
I don't know. I mean, I have some stuff left. I mean, I can, sing my songs and do some other things. I just can't send any messages, and right now that's the only helpful thing I have.
I mean, could try to leave, but they asked us not to.
I don't want to antagonize these people, because if we do escape and then we have all of them hunting us down, we still have to find our way to the surface. The surface sounds like it might be in a lot of trouble right now, so I really want these people's help. I just hope they don't leave us in here too long. I mean, I know in Phil we're really nice.
It's just if you need to sleep to be more prepared, like kind of one of those things you have to do. You know, you don't know if we're gonna have to fight our way out of here, or if we're gonna suddenly be, not in a bubble.
Yeah. I just hate this. I hate it so much. Not even being able to talk to people and know what's going on.
Just kind of like nods, like, yeah, I mean.
She just flops over on her back, like kind of like in a huff on the big cushy pillow. Just kind of like smacks it.
Mitney will like use the other pillow to kind of like semi tuck you in, kind of like a half blanket type thing, and be like, "I'll stay awake. You try and get some sleep."
Steady burrito.
You should get some sleep too. I mean, you need your strength. It's been a long day. I think we're safe enough here. I mean, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But I think these are nice people.
Maybe he'll just like turn around and he'll like lay down, so he's like kind of leaning against like the sides of the two pillows now. So you still have like the half blanket one. And be like, "I'll try."
I'm gonna lie, when you guys first got those pillows, I imagined 2 hot dogs. They're like hot dog buns, and you guys are laying in the middle.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So as you guys try to find rest, the soft swaying within the water, as the current sort of moves you, sort of helps to lull you to sleep. So your vision is still locked, Mitnir. You're not falling asleep anytime soon. You know that there's a lot going on. You're vigilant still. But you lay there with your eyes open, and you can hear Seti's breathing go from panicked, almost still, very huffy, to starting to slow, to an outrageously loud snore. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey.
And as you continue looking out into the water, we will go ahead and move to Bropsy.
Yep.
You bring your own hands to your throat, but there's nothing there. You can breathe normally again. And as you look around in this space, there is nothing. There is no floor. You feel nothing beneath your feet. But you're not falling. There is a complete absence as you are floating in this void. And then you hear and feel at the same time. Welcome. I was curious who would take me in.
What's his name again?
Zephyros.
Zephyros, okay. Zephyros? Is that?
Small child there. You seem distressed.
Everything. Everything has gone to chaos.
Do you prefer order?
I don't want people to die. Especially not because of me.
It is not your fault that the goat made a world that relied on me to breathe. He imprisoned me here. It is not your fault.
I didn't know this was gonna happen. We could have. If we had just known, we could have done something.
I myself did not know. But it is good that your kindness persists and that you care.
You can feel the wind gently lulling around, sort of lulling you in a sense.
Oh.
And as you begin to feel comfort for the first time since all this began, you then again feel something around your neck tightening. There's nothing there, but you feel it closing in, slowly constricting. Never enough to completely close your windpipe, but you feel the slowest tightening that never gets looser, but only gets slowly tighter.
I don't know what's happening. Something I don't even know if it's real. You're just coming for me. Just trying to choke me.
I do not know. I am here in this place with you. And I have not made you my champion, so I cannot see through your eyes. Are you dying?
I'm afraid that once I leave this place, I might.
Then we should find out if you will be my champion, should we not?
What do I have to
Oh.
do?
An interesting query. I had never thought that such circumstances would come upon me. I have not been conscious for that long. A few eons. But I suppose you've almost already passed my first criteria. Because you care, and you recognize the responsibility of carrying me. You understand. Proof of understanding is important. But you should also know how deep it goes.
Suddenly the darkness is filled with light.
Mm-hmm.
You find yourself surrounded by flames. A burning street. You see Orin looking out at a small child. He does his telekinesis and intends to bring it closer. The child trips and begins to cry. And you see this wave of fire and a woman diving towards the kid, and the wave of fire almost consuming them before they just disappear in that moment. You're not sure if they got engulfed or if they made it. You see this huge torrent of fire just spread down the street, and then twisters begin forming.
This is because you screamed. Can you bear it, child? That every emotion, every time you lost, it could do this much destruction. can you bear it for as long as it takes to fulfill my will?
We need your help, and I don't see another way.
Make a persuasion check.
It is a 14.
14.
If you were to choose in this moment, saving all of them in the street, or destroying the creature that torments them, where would you go?
That's a big sneeze.
To save the handful there, or to save all of them?
They might die. But to save countless others, infinite others, stretching out into cascading infinite realities. Can you give up what you love?
She looks up at nothing, just up. If there's no other way, but I will always look for a way.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay, that's a 20. And a 19.
I find that answer acceptable. I believe you understand the gravity of the task at hand. That fulfills the first of my criteria, I suppose. As they are. Second, and also equally important criteria, is a question. Are you capable of fulfilling my wishes? To end Northought, to save realities cascading onwards, protect me from him. Because if he gets me, the idiot god breathes. Can you do that?
I am not the strongest. But I'm willing to sacrifice every part of me to try.
Trying may not be good enough. Let's see what you're made of.
And suddenly behind you, you feel the presence. You see stone swirling.
Oh, okay.
And you watch as the body of Zephyros appears behind you. And sends an outstretched hand.
Come at me, child.
And we'll be back with you in a moment.
Okay, good. I'm gonna look over my skills and stop crying.
I love making my players cry because I'm a monster.
Thank God I have tissues.
So, Oren, you'll be fine where you are. Okay. So, as the torrent of fire begins to settle for a moment, and you see this burning tornado begins twisting down the street. You watch as it makes a hooked turn. Another one comes from behind. And as it does, you see it begin sweeping over the side of the Summer Soldier's respite. You hear, coming from the ground, you see, within the bubble itself, you hear, "Damn it. We have to do something now. Dandelion is still in there. So Sunflower."
Is this contraption thing of yours working yet?
I expect it to be ready soon. Let me.
And he begins like pulling a wrench on it. And as it does, you see it begins whirring with power inside. It begins pulsing with light. It's like,
"It needs a moment to charge up. Somebody buy me some time. I'll be able to douse quite a bit of this fire."
And we're still surrounded by fire.
yes. It's died down though, so it's like on the ground now instead of it's burning as opposed to
Instead
spreading.
of like a wall of fire.
Yeah. There's fire all around you, but it's not like it's like, you know.
So
And the tornado that's pulling through, that's full of flames, is pulling a lot of the flames into it as well.
So do I feel if I left this area, they would be okay? Or would they just get engulfed?
I think you're going to have to just sort of decide without, I think in the heat of the moment, you could take the time to figure that out or make that decision. But I think in the heat of the moment, you're unsure.
And what did he say the thing needed? Water? Is that what he said?
He just needed time. He just needed you to buy him some time so that thing doesn't destroy the respite while he's finishing these final touches.
I mean, there's not much I can do from here. But if I leave, you guys might...
He gestures with his the blue-haired individual, like he's got long blue hair, sort of in a ponytail, and as he does, he's like, "I can take care of a little bit of this." And he just gestures his hand around, and the eel sort of comes back out, and he begins spraying water in the immediate vicinity around him, begins dousing the flames. "If you have something to do, by all means, do it." And he begins to spread it out, and you hear the other one. She's like, "Well, I'm not exactly going to do much here," but she runs into the flames, and you see nothing happens to her. No burns, nothing. And she holds the kid above her head and begins running through the fire.
All right, so blue-haired guy, you got this guy covered while he fixes his thing.
I'm willing to try.
All right, and then I'll try and help those in the tower.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna do some crazy Spider-Man shit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna use the telekinesis ring
Okay.
to basically make myself fly 30 feet up, and then I'm gonna use my chain blade to like hook something and pull, and then telekinesis again, and then hook and pull, and get up over the flames and up to the tower.
Okay. There are
Crazy.
monks could do
Monk
some
parkour.
crazy shit, but that is really, really difficult. So I will say you can certainly try.
Well, with the telekinesis, I stay where I am, right?
Mhm.
I hold myself in the air. So then, once I hook and
I don't know what the
hook
limits of
something,
telekinesis are when it comes to making yourself fly.
I
is the
can move
thing.
myself 30 feet, and I am stuck there while the spell is active. So then,
I'm gonna
if
say
I
you can. I'm gonna say that you can try. It's gonna be a very difficult focus-wise, so I want you to
Sure.
roll me an intelligence check.
all right,
And then we'll do an acrobatics check after that.
it was a 14, but then it went to a 4,
Okay.
so it's an 8.
Okay, so you attempt to hold yourself and do the swing and do the telekinesis, but trying to have all this happen at once becomes too difficult. So what instead ends up happening is you telekinesis rocket yourself off, but you don't stop in the air. You're falling, and you throw this thing once, and maybe an acrobatics check.
Okay. 22.
22. It grabs around the head of this statue that's sort of arching over and like supports Poppy's office. And you just whip around and you can begin to like, with the momentum of the thrust, you do fly up into the air and there's a tornado like 30 feet away from you that starts sucking you into this burning tornado. And you just like lose fucking all control of what you're doing. But you got yourself in the air. I'm going to say you're about 30 feet up.
And I'm hooked onto the statue and getting
currently
stuck
you're
into
hooked
a
on the
tornado.
statue. Yeah, so in a moment, like currently you're sort of free falling where it doesn't feel like you're falling anymore, and it's not the ring of telekinesis doing it. But this isn't like a split second, so decide if you want to just hold on to that chain. And
Yeah,
just
I'm
go,
gonna hold
"Whoa."
the chain and try and pull myself along the chain.
Okay, as you hit like the peak, you're like, oh shit, you grab it with both hands onto the chain and you just get sucked and you feel your feet go underneath you, and this flaming tornado is licking at the bottom of your feet, trying to pull you in, and as it does so, you can see that the flames are kind of shutting off slightly as it enters your range, but sort of like moving around you. It's fucking rough. Make me a strength athletics check to hold on to the rope or the chain.
Oh, come on, dice. It's a 6.
It's a 6. So your fingers go, oh, and there's that moment when you're grabbing a chain, but your finger goes inside of the link. And so your finger just like snaps slightly. You're gonna take 1 point of damage from that. As your finger kind of just like cracks to the side, and like, fuck. And you let go of the chain and you zip out into this tornado and it just pulls you in. And as it does, the flame shuts off. And you guys, like everybody's watching as the flames are just getting eaten by this Pac-Man that is you swirling through the inside the tornado, just eating the flames as a Pac-Man. And they're just like, as they're down on the ground, like you don't hear it obviously, but the blonde is like, that's the coolest fucking person I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
I feel like such a dumbass up here right now, though.
So as you're being blasted around by a tornado, I'm gonna move to Grim real quick. Hey babe, can you change the music for me?
Yeah, those are...
So, Grim.
First things first, the Grim is going to tell the kids, okay, kids, go hide.
Okay.
You'll go behind one of those rocks.
They're gonna hide right here.
And then
In the
Grim
darkness where
is
you can't see them.
Grim is gonna quaff a potion while he can. I think I have. Oh, I have
Right.
5. I have 5 potions. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, 44 plus 4. Oh, I did 6. That's not what I want. 4. Well, what's that? It's 14. Okay, we're good. We're good. But anyway, so then I'll just kind of like. Well, not 53. Oh wait, no, that's right. So there's creepy people coming, yeah?
I'm moving them right now.
And then
While you've made these decisions, I have moved them how far they could have moved during that position, during that decision-making time.
I'm going to go ahead and shillelagh while I wait. Just in case I need it. Figure it's probably not going to be a happy situation.
Mhm.
And yeah, just in case, we're also going to go ahead and quaff a potion of speed.
Okay. So that'll take. Okay.
All right, what else can I do? What else
During
we
that
got?
time, you're hearing from the opposite side. He's like, "Hold on, let me get this real quick." Far. Ooh, that's a lot further than I thought it was. Okay. And then this guy's. Okay, so his is appropriate. Okay. So he's gonna go there. Dash. Okay. So you hear a rumbling,
Okay.
and then this comes out of the wall as this plated, armored creature just rocks begin peeling into its mouth and around it as it just mouth first comes out of the wall. I need you to roll initiative.
Okay.
I'm just making sure they can make it there in that turn.
20.
20. Fuck. That's a natural 1 for the guy. And this will be... Ooh. What is his dexterity? I mean, he'll be second. There's no way he beat you. So we're just going to do it that way.
Okay.
Okay. And then just in case, I will roll the kids' initiatives.
Please don't fight
They're
little
gonna go.
children.
They're going to go after the other thing. Okay, so we got Grim. You are first.
Okay. Well, because I'm hosted, we're going to do a not wild shape, but the what's that thing called? Symbiotic entity. Kuya. Oh, and also, since he's right in my face, have him make a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw. I can do that.
Which is what, 16 now?
Okay. Oh, yeah. That is a 27.
Okay, I think it survives. Okay, cool. So then I'm gonna... Yes, I'm gonna activate my... whatever that's called. A symbiotic entity. Where
Okay.
is it? It's on... There's no, like, button to do it. It's really annoying. Like, it thinks it's...
just activate
like
symbiotic entity.
It thinks it's like a feature. Like, it would just
I
like...
think in the features there, I think there might be a toggle you can do for it, but...
Okay. So now we're gonna smack him.
Okay.
With the shillelagh. Uh-oh.
Somebody dropped.
There's a mood.
That never happens.
You must have hit the button.
You're muted, babe.
I just said, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Should we wait a second?
We're all cut in half.
No, no.
I'm trying to switch to battle music, but the, oh, there it is. I couldn't find the scroll thing.
Mood just said he thinks his internet died.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Oh
We
no,
don't-
his internet.
25 minutes left in the episode.
We don't have a,
35, right?
35, that's what I said.
I can move everyone, but if he comes back, then, you know.
Nah, it's cool. We'll just look ridiculous. Let's
Let's
go.
look ridiculous for now.
The battle
Okay.
map is fine, so we're good.
Yeah.
That's true. It's
Okay,
just
so we're
their
gonna-
faces.
I'm gonna swing at this bullet or whatever it is.
Oh, it's a bullet.
And I'm gonna swing my shillelagh. That's a 20 to hit.
20 does hit.
And it is 13 magical bludgeoning plus 1 necrotic.
Okay. It's gonna be. So as you slam this thing, it comes into the thing and just. As you just
Bad doggy.
scratches at its nose for a second. You see it's wearing a collar, by the way, a big, thick collar. And you hear, "What's that? You get him, bully?" And you see, like, coming from the hole that it bored through the rock, you see a gray-skinned individual looking go, "Interlopers." And he begins tearing through the tunnel himself. But not until after the bullet goes. So he's going to attack you. Ooh, big money, no whammies. Ooh, that's a 22 to hit.
Attackers win, right?
Yes.
Okay, then he just hits.
Fuck me. That is... That is 33 points of piercing damage.
33 points of piercing damage.
as it rips through and bites into your body.
That's absurd. That's not even a critical?
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
So as it rips into you, I think for the first time we hear Grim scream in pain.
It's a lot of damage.
As this thing bites and almost rends your, like you can feel its teeth grinding against your bones as it bites in your body going. That is its turn. And as you are, I assume, screaming.
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling good.
You hear Kobe go, "No!" and pop out from behind the rock.
Dude, that Kobe, you stupid kid.
Yep. Kobe is going to throw rocks at him. He's going to throw rocks at him.
That like throwing treats at a puppy?
Pretty much. So that is 2. Throws 3 rocks at him. And he does 10 points of bludgeoning damage. When he throws these rocks, they seem like actually have like a magical streak behind them.
Well, I would think that Grim would probably know what that is. Right? Isn't that the what's that thing called? Looks like the magic pebble thing. I forget what it's called though.
Something like that.
I mean,
Anyway.
it seems similar to the druid spell.
And you hear Gabe runs around the corner going, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" And as he runs from the other side, he's going to run straight up to this bullet. Hold up. So he runs to here and throws it, and then 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to run right up in here, and he's just going to strike it because he sees you're bit and you're bleeding, and he's scared. So he's going to attack, and I'm going to give him disadvantage because his eyes are closed.
Well, we know Gabe and Kobe's fight or flight, right?
16 and a 19. Natural 16, natural 19. So he swings with his claw, and he's gonna do max damage, 10 points of damage with his claw. And this bullet's bleeding now profusely from its face as the claw crashes across its eye, goes, and begins to almost rip it out. And then you see he goes in and he bites this thing, or attempts to. Ooh, that's a miss. As he tries to bite it, it sort of moves forward and swings his head back, and it slams his jaw, and he goes, and he almost like bites his tongue. And he's like,
Oh no, poor baby.
oh. And then coming from the back, you hear, "Don't you hurt my dog!" And then coming down the hallway is this fully plated Dwarger who's gonna run through, and he's gonna chuck a javelin at you. Well,
Good.
no, I think he's gonna chuck a javelin with disadvantage because he can't see much through the hole. And he's gonna chuck it, I think, at the kid, actually.
You better not.
That's a 16 and a 19, so he absolutely hits this kid with the javelin.
No. All right.
Ooh, that's low. So that's 5 plus, that's 9 points of piercing damage. So yeah, that's only 9 points of piercing damage. We're good. 9 points of piercing damage on Gabe as it lands into his shoulder, goes, oh, and then you watch as it melts off of his shoulder.
Oh, that's right. He's a lava child. Is it a metal javelin?
It does no damage.
Yeah, that's forgot about that.
As it goes, oh, and then it just melts off of him onto the ground. And you just see that there's a stick right there.
I looked him up and realized how insanely OP he is.
Mm-hmm.
Totally forgot about that aspect.
Mm-hmm. So, with that, he's going to say, "Fuck me sideways. I'm going to get you in a little bit. The last thing I do." He comes running down the hallway. He's going to do that, and then he gets to throw 2 more javelins. So he's gonna
That's
throw.
3. How many javelins does this guy have?
Hmm.
In one turn.
Yeah, I know.
Get a jar of javelins.
The charge up. Oh, sorry. No, he has to mix it up. So he is going to do the javelin. Oh, he can't do that because that's not the same thing.
Alright, they're forcing my hand. I'm gonna have to actually use stuff.
Yep. So he's gonna chuck his hammer. He's gonna chuck his hammer at you. Oh, that's gonna miss. Luckily.
Aha.
But as the
Now he
hammer
doesn't
zips
have a
past your
hammer.
head- as the hammer zips past your hand, it goes and it goes back to his hand.
Oh, great. Well,
Okay, that's his turn. And then you see rolling out from behind the rocks.
no, Chrissy.
Ding, 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 ding. Wait. Because it can fly. So it'll fly over the thing. Or, yeah, it's got pretty good. It can burrow too. It can just burrow straight through the wall. So it'll just burrow through the wall. And it's going to get up there and it is going to attack this thing. Get him! Bite him! Oh,
Jeff?
that's a 9 to hit. That's his turn.
Okay.
So it's gonna get. I'm gonna move it, and it's gonna get all the way up to here. It's actually gonna almost flank with it, with it, and it's gonna bite, but it's just gonna like not do anything. Okay. And then it's gonna be right back at your turn. So now
Okay.
all the kids are out. Actually, this
Yep.
one's gonna duck back in and do a stealth check. He's gonna try to hide himself again.
Yep. Okay. Well,
He's well
how
hidden.
much damage? Okay. Well, here's what Grim's gonna do, because it's been a couple days. Grim is at full stacks.
I forgot.
I'm going to release 8 gas spores.
8.
I have them. I need to use them. These 3 kids' lives are on the line. I can't use them all at once, but I can release
Large
them all at
claw.
once.
Yeah. Okay, so there's the Dwarger.
And then, I can see him from where I am.
Yes, the tunnel is like the size of this bullet. He like left an actual hole through the wall.
So as an action, I release all of the spores, and just sort of like send them like amongst the bullet and the Dwarger.
Awesome.
So
Let
just
me go ahead and
spores just kind of spot it all in this
Okay.
area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me.
And
shrink
then,
this down. Oh no, you're missing something here, my dude.
Who, me?
1 second.
Wait, am I missing something?
And I'm going to copy. How many are there?
I'm just gonna release all 8. That's my maximum. Oh my gosh, they're so little. They're so.
Okay,
Okay.
put them where you want them. They should be.
I mean, they're all just gonna be kind of. Why does it keep doing this? Like, swing my clicks.
You can also swarm grab them and just. Oh, actually, hold up. I've got the bullet.
Oh
but
yeah.
You could swarm grab them too.
Okay. Yeah. So I can only explode 1 per little action, right? So
I haven't read your skill in a while, so.
So I can release as many as I want, but it says as a bonus action or reaction, you can activate 1. It doesn't say 1, but you can, it doesn't say any number. So anyway, then as my bonus action, because that was one of my 2 actions,
You're
as a
gonna
bonus action,
detonate
we're
one?
just gonna detonate 1
Okay.
on both of them, and so that is a.
What's its area of effect?
Well, it doesn't affect friendlies.
No, but what's the area of effect? Just so I know that it'll hit
But
them
it
both.
is 20 feet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going down.
How much is it? What is it?
It's 3. I think it's the damage is regardless, right?
I'd have
Oh
to go
no,
back
or
and
take. Okay,
So what's their
we have to hope that they.
con save?
It's a DC 16 con save.
Okay, so
For both of them.
Oh, that's cocked. It's cocked between a natural 20 and an 8. That's a natural 15 and a natural 18, so they're both going to succeed.
Dang. Okay. Well, that's one down. He didn't do anything.
They don't take half damage?
Or become... It doesn't say that they do. It says must succeed or take, 3d6 poison damage.
Okay, so they're able to... I feel like they should take half damage. I'm going to say they take half damage.
I mean, if you want them to take half damage, we'll have them take half damage.
How much is it, though? It's like 3d6, and you can only
here's
do
what it
one
would
per
be.
turn, or...
Here's what it would be. It would be 6 damage, poison damage.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It will just do half damage on failsafe.
But
And
they
they're
don't
not
get
poisoned.
they don't get the death disease. Yeah.
No, they don't get the disease. They resist the disease, but they take half
Most
damage.
importantly for them.
Okay, so
and then
6
I'm just
points.
gonna beat on with my other action. I'm just gonna beat on the bullet again with my stick.
Okay, let me go to the bullet.
I said, down, doggy.
Resistant to poison on this other guy, so that's good to know.
At least he's not immune, because that would suck for me.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna whop his doggy.
Okay, whopping doggy.
21.
21 hits.
And it's 10 damage. And then have the bullet roll another... Wait, no, actually don't. I don't have a roll. I'm not going to use my reaction for that.
Okay,
Anyway,
awesome.
bye.
Okay, so that's going to put us at the bullet's turn. Ooh, the bullet bit through you, and you were tasty. So you know what he's going to do?
Gonna try and eat me again?
Yeah, he's going to ram through you guys.
Oh,
I need
fun.
you to make a strength or dexterity saving throw, you and the lava child, as he leaps and pushes through you.
Fuck. Oh, shit. Okay, I got an 11.
Ooh. So you take full effect, and the kid takes effect as well.
No, Gabe!
So you are taking...
Oh, also, though, as a no. As a reaction, I'm gonna explode one of the damn things again, though.
So that... Oh, you're gonna burst another one? Alright, so burst another one.
Yeah, as a reaction. I'm gonna just blow it up. Just gonna keep blowing them until they do something.
That's 22 points of split bludgeoning and slashing damage.
Bludgeoning, slashing. Okay.
And you're knocked prone.
And I'm knocked prone.
And he's gonna sit here and he's gonna spin around and his eyes are gonna be like, and he's gonna see if he sees this guy or the little guy real quick. He
Better
does.
not.
He sees
No.
him, and so he's
No,
just
he
looking at
doesn't.
him and he starts licking his chops. Okay.
Oh, no.
However, which one did you detonate?
Whichever one was just in between them. I guess it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so one of these is gone, and then as the reaction as he moves, they both make their checks.
So, yeah, so
What was it again?
DC
16?
16.
They both succeed again.
Of course it did. I'll just roll the damage again. Oh, where'd it go? Just want the kids to not die. It's 10, so 5. So
Five, okay.
2 for what's his face.
The bullet
Or
is
3,
looking rough
depending.
over there. He's sort of. And then this guy takes. Not even phased by it. Just goes, get that shit out of here.
Yeah,
And
sure,
then
it's fine.
Kobe's going to hurl more rocks. Just gonna hurl more rocks. This guy.
Okay, well, yeah, the dog's gonna die.
So that's 4, 6, 11 points. So as he pelts it into this thing, he's like, fuck, and he's gonna run because he's not within range exactly yet.
Who taught you those words,
10,
Kobe?
15, 20. He's gonna attempt to hide as his bonus action. Natural 1, so he trips and falls right back here. It's like, oh shit!
We're just a little army of misfits.
And then Gabe is going to go, and he's going to jump, and he's going to bite first. Ask questions later. That is a natural 17. That's going to hit. And then his bite is fucking tremendous. So let's see if he gets
is it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, for a creature like this.
For a small little kid.
That's 2d6 plus 4 piercing damage.
Yeah, I did look at them. They're terrifying
That's
creatures.
8 points of piercing damage. And then he's going to cut with his claw. He's going to try to rip him apart. Oh, get you! And that is to hit. It does. And that is 7 points of slashing damage. This thing is looking rough and going. So it is the Dwemer's turn, who is going to step through the rocks. Just gets to here and say, "I don't fucking like your kind. Interlopers. It's not a race thing." And then he's gonna attack you 3 times.
Jeez, that'll be fun.
That's gonna be, well, he's gonna attack you at least. Oh, he's gonna miss with the first one. That's a 13 to hit. That's a 20 to hit.
22 at the moment.
Okay, so it doesn't hit. And that is fucking 13 to hit. So he and as he swings his hammer and and he's in a large, like full, like double-sized Dwemer, and he's just like slamming against you, and you just keep pulling up your shield at the last second, glancing off. You have a shield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just glancing.
I have a shield and a stick.
Knocked around, he just get knocked around again, and pushes it up, and that last bit of energy just pushes through, and you're able to deflect his hammer. He goes, "The fuck is?" And in that exact same moment, Chrissy comes and shanks his ass.
I got a little like sharpened rock.
Yeah, because he's gonna come like in here. I'm doing like ish. You're gonna get flanked because he's gonna get in the hole. He's gonna do that, and he's gonna go. Get him, Chrissy. Ooh, that does hit.
I'm just thanking him with the rock.
Okay. Ooh. So that is 1d10. Oh, I rolled a 1. That's 3 piercing damage.
Good job, Chrissy. You did it.
Plus 2 radiant damage for a total of 5 points of damage.
She's a shiny rock.
Mm-hmm.
She's a magic shiny rock. Either that or she's like a really low-level paladin who did a smite attack.
So as it bites in, he goes, fuck you. And as he bites off and he begins kicking it, and you guys realize the intensity of this situation, we hear the sounds of this fight echoing in from the rocks. And if there was someone watching this, the camera would swing back through the ocean, swing up and over, and suck down into a bright lit city. Mitnir, your eyes are almost closed. Make me a perception check.
A 3, but I will say my passive perception is much higher than that. I have an 11 for a passive perception.
Okay, because I rolled really low on this. You are sitting there. Mitnir is laying down, and you can hear the soft breathing of Seti behind him. It's okay, she's asleep. It's cool. And your eyes go fuzzy for a moment as you think you might enter some dreams. Babe, can we get a music change to something?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
We're back on you guys.
I know. I sat down. Okay. Oh, do we want creepy or do we want like restful?
Restful.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Yeah. So as you're chilling and your eyes are getting heavy and you're thinking, man, what a day it's been. You look up, and then your vision begins to get slightly blurry as they begin to close. And you see a small shadow moving around the edge of your vision. Your eyes open up wide for a second. There's something moving in the water around you. And unlike everything else, it's not lighting up.
Shit. No. Big shadow, small shadow. Like, can I identify?
With your roll, no, you can't. You just saw
Okay.
something move relatively quickly, and it seemed to have gotten closer, and it sort of just left the edge of your vision.
I'm gonna
'Cause-
try to just like
Yeah.
roll over like I'm falling asleep, and just kind of try and follow it just with my eyes, like see if I can spot whatever it was without making it look like I'm looking
Make an
for it.
active perception check, and they're gonna make a stealth check. Ooh.
Where's my perception?
DC's 22. What'd you roll?
15, but it spun on the 20 before it rolled to the 14.
So you look around for it, but you can't seem to see it. But as you're watching and looking and Cat moving around, just kind of like, maybe this is like a fish, you're just gonna like try to get out of the water. Who knows? Who knows what you're gonna do? You're kind of sleepy, and this is almost kind of fun. You're in prison, whatever, right? And then the next thing you notice is that you're getting higher and moving slightly, drifting slightly. And so you look back and you realize your tether has been severed. And you are floating in your little prison bubble.
How long has this been? Like since Seti went to sleep?
It's been about half an hour since Seti went to sleep.
Just kind of like,
I give short rests in half an hour if you're actually closing your eyes. That's the meta thing that you're questioning.
No. I was wondering how long it had been though.
You begin to move, and you're sort of floating and up and away for a second, and the next thing you know, it's kind of like shifting around the rocks a bit. Kind of see the edge of a flipper kind of moving underneath where the mount is for this whole bubble. That's still attached. Like something's moving it.
Just a second. I'm trying to decide. Yeah, I guess I'll like quietly like try and wake Seti up. Like, hey, I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
You guys start to float slightly slower.
Moving?
I'm gonna point down to like the tether.
There's nothing there. It's just no tether. You don't see any fins. Nothing's moving. You're just slowly drifting.
What happened?
I don't know.
Did they cut us loose? Did they come and get us?
I don't know. I almost fell asleep, but then yeah, I don't think they came to get us though because everything was lit up earlier and this is not lit up.
We're just floating higher? Does it seem like we're moving like laterally?
You sort of drifting slightly up at first while you were asleep, and now you seem to be descending slightly, sort of moving away from the Sea Sworn Temple. You're just like moving away. You see that they're like just finishing up their religious ceremony, whatever they were doing inside the major bubble. People are just now leaving, and you guys are floating away.
Shit.
You can see the little prison area down below where you guys came from is now getting to be toy-sized.
And I can't see anything beneath us.
Make a perception check. Okay. It's 18 DC.
23.
Yeah, you see that this thing is like pushing and pulling underneath, and it is a fish person of some kind. You see fins moving all off of them in multiple directions. You see it's wearing a black, like tight, leatherish, almost looking outfit. and it's like moving almost like it's wearing like a trench coat with like a little ski cap on, but you can still see its fins moving underneath, and it is just like huffing you guys through the water.
I'm just gonna like knock on the side of the bubble. Be like, hey!
It makes a very hollow sound.
Hey! Who are you? What's happening? Hey!
There's like kind of a glance for a second, and then just keep swimming.
Shit. I cast suggestion on it.
Okay. Is that a DC? Is that a
That
saving
is
throw?
as a wisdom saving throw, DC 16.
Okay.
And I say, tell me what's going on.
There's a moment while you're doing that, and then you can kind of hear almost like it's being amplified from the glass around you. Doing a job. You're the mark. And you just keep swimming.
Hey! What mark? Who? Why?
How long does suggestion last?
It's just...
See, they do the one thing that you say,
well,
right?
it's concentration up to 8 hours. Suggested course of activity.
So telling you what's going on, and then he's answering your questions. Gotcha. Okay, I'll persist like that.
Yeah. The suggested course of action continue for the entire duration. So I basically told him to tell me what's going on for the next 8 hours.
Okay, I'm swimming right now.
Monologues the whole thing.
I just swallowed a small fish. I'm making my way down. My back's getting tired.
No, I meant like
I'm swimming you through the water. We're going down.
where? Why?
Oh, you're being picked up by the Don.
By who?
The Don.
For what?
He has an interest in you. I don't know. I don't ask my clients. I just do the job.
Who's the Don?
You'll be finding out about 10 seconds.
Shit.
Pulls
Are
you
we-
down underneath a little archway.
Are we in danger?
Depends on, well, you know what? To be honest with you, I don't care. I'm doing my job. And so, if you're in danger, I don't know. Sucks. If you're not, well, good on you. But I get paid the same either way. And as he pulls you down, just you guys start to like plummet relatively quickly, so that you're underneath almost like the sort of archway, just hewn out of rock in the sort of back section. And you guys see a shadow sort of approaching you. Yet again, this sort of large whale-like creature swimming towards you. This one's different though.
Oh no.
Oh, actually, looking at it through the glass, what you see almost looks like some sort of whale, but it's got like, it almost looks like a car meets a whale. Just with like the glass kind of like going over it. It just almost looks like it's quasi-mechanical in the way that it moves, because it's just this, it's made entirely out of this bubble material. But it's like shifting through, and you can sort of see like living eyes reflected in it, but it doesn't have full features like an actual creature would. As it begins colliding with you, it's coming mouth open towards the bubble. If you guys want to do anything in the last second before it gets you.
I don't think I have anything else. So I'm just going to grab Mitnir's hand and be like, I think we have to meet this Don person, but get ready for anything, I guess.
Slide my other hand like back to the sword, like not pulling it out, just kind of like casually, like ready to pull the sword to readiness.
Okay, so as there's this thing begins moving towards you, it opens its mouth and then you realize this thing is much bigger than the last one that was coming towards you. This one's almost like full whale size, and you can see the intricate markings on it. The bit of aesthetic inside as this thing comes over, and as it swallows you, you're jettisoned inside at the force of its own pace, which is about 10 miles an hour. So you're just jettisoned in pretty quick. And you sort of face plant right onto the ground.
Into the pile of
And then
pillows.
there's a pile of pillows on the ground. You look up and you see that there's a small table seated in the middle. There are lights on either side with a little wooden interior lounge on all sides. Coming in, you see seated is a fish-like gentleman with a very large, jowly face, sharp teeth poking out behind its lips. You see as it holds on to the end of a hookah hose that there is a hookah burning right in the middle of this little platform, in the middle of this weird whale-like vehicle. Sitting next to him appears to be a woman made entirely out of water. You can see bits of sea matter actually floating within her, bubbles forming and blooping off of her, but yet she has such beautiful and defined features. Looking at this individual, this greasy, jowly, fish-like person, he sort of shifts his blubbery belly to the side and leans over. Welcome aboard.
Well,
Thanks.
to what do we owe the pleasure?
You're quite welcome for me rescuing you from your hackers.
Yes, it's very much appreciated. May I ask why we have been graced with the gesture?
Well, of course. I think our introduction brought order. What do you think?
Yes, of course.
Well, as you most likely know, I'm the method of the Goblet, the Crimson Dawn.
Of course.
So, to help you out, that is Merid. I've already lost it myself. Garblot, the Crimson Dawn. If anybody takes notes.
Yep.
And you, my honored guest, and those that have brought out of prison. What is your names?
I'm Setimera, and this is my Mitnir.
Charmed.
He sticks out a flippery hand, scaly, and it has rings all over it, and he gestures it out like this to you guys.
I will bend and kiss one of the rings.
Some people know politeness. I'm quite pleased with this. Perhaps we can do business.
I just like side eye look at Zeddy, just like, fuck is going on?
I'm gonna give him a pull.
So, as I said, I'm the Don Goblet.
And what can I do
And
for you?
you, individuals, have caught the attention of most of Colorway.
Yes.
But we just got here.
Yes, and you've made quite the statement on your arrival.
Didn't quite mean to, but
I know that those sea sworn acolytes, they of course trying to take you for their own, find out your secrets, but I, a man of free commerce, have commandeered and freed you. They have no right to claim to you. You've broken no laws. Just mere suggestions of their rules.
quite.
I wanted to, if my voice doesn't do it for you, just reiterate how disgusting he seems.
Very fishy. Well, as I said, it's very much appreciated. And what can we do for you, Don?
What I'm most curious about is the fact that you, during low tide, you activated the cauldron of the sea. The Agar essence poured forth during low tide. you understand the ramifications of something like that?
No.
We do not at all, actually, but I must disabuse you of the notion that we activated anything. We just happened to be in the area at the time this happened.
I don't think you understand. The most striking resource, the most essential building block for the whole of the Underrealm. Ether, Igor, essence. You're all capable of awakening a god. That is something I believe we are all interested in.
I'm gonna turn Seti around for a second, like just like the quick like conference, like, did you wake a god or did I wake a god? Or did we both do it? And turns back around like, what?
So,
Well, it seems we owe you a debt. And that getting you more of this stuff might perhaps settle that debt.
Perhaps you are smarter than you appear. Let's get down to business.
And that's where we're going to end our session. Chaos, everyone.